Hey, what's up, guys? How you guys doing today? This is Sonny the Explorer. I want to make a video today, right? And the video I'm going to be talking about today will be about woodwork when you're building your house in Ghana. But before that, I decided to make me some jollof rice today. For those of you who don't know, I'm a good cook actually. You know, I could cook any African food you could think of. Sometimes people kind of surprised, but yes, I started cooking at an early age, so I get used to it. And being that I live by myself, I'm able to do whatever stuff I gotta do, right? So today here with me, I'm doing some chicken. I have chickens over here. And this is my blended tomatoes with bell peppers and some onions. I have my bell peppers here. I got my, another bell peppers, Maggi. And this is a sauce, that's a mixture of garlic, onion, ginger, and some fuels that, to be honest, I don't even know their name, right? And over here, I got some oil, so that's how I usually do my jollof rice. I do the easiest way and the quickest way. I don't like going through all the, put this, put that. I don't like going through that, right? So what I usually do is I put the oil first, right? And once the oil starts getting hot, that's when I put the onions and stuff like that. So I get that brownish color. Then I add whatever sauce I have over here. Then I do the rice. No, sorry. Before that, I got my tomato paste. That's what I put in next after the onion get kind of brownish in color. Before I put the sauce, it has to get hot before I pour my rice in there. So I end up having this, wonderful jollof rice. Making jollof rice is kind of easy. I know a lot of people have been asking me questions about that, but I'm like, listen, you don't need to do so much, right? So today I want to talk about woodwork, when building a house in Ghana. I'm going to show you something that you really need to consider when you're building a house in Ghana in regards to woodworks and so on and so forth, right? Building a house in Ghana sometimes can be very difficult if you don't have the right people to build a house for you. Rule number one, remember to always compare prices. Very important because think about it, most of these woods are being cut from the northern part of Ghana and all the areas outside Ghana, right? In the city, we don't have a lot of, forest zone to, to engage in deforestation, right? Most of the deforestation are being taken care of like around the northern part of Ghana, right? So those areas have cheaper woods compared to the city, but at the same time, you gotta consider these things. Consider transportation, right? When traveling all the way from the city to all these villages to buy woods, it can be a little bit pricey too. I hear some people talking about, it's cheaper to buy it over there. But at the same time, one thing that I don't really hear them talk about is about transportation. Consider that before you shop for the woods, make sure you compare the prices and check for the transportation. Add the transportation with the prices of the wood that you're going to be buying in the villages to compare with the ones in the city to see if it's that small. If the difference is not that much, I don't think it's worth it going all the way to the villages and stuff like that. You can shop for the woods in the city. You guys should give me 1 second. I'll be right back. So now, rule number 2. The second thing you want to consider is who would be taking care of the job for you. That's something that I'm very much concerned about because, like I said in my other videos, Ghanaians can be very tricky sometimes, right? It's hard for you to find someone that you can trust, but believe me when I tell you, you can still, search for some. Don't just go pick up any carpenter to do the job. Make sure that you can trust the carpenter. But not only should you trust the person, after the job is done, you need to verify and make sure that the job is done to your liking. Because sometimes they could do some, crazy job that you might not like, which leads me to the next rule. Make sure that you observe them as they do it. I know most of us building the house are outside the United States, outside Ghana. You can put someone that you trust to, supervise for you. But sometimes you need to be very careful because these guys that you trust to supervise, right, could join hands, right, with these carpenters and rob you. So you want to be very careful about that. Make sure that you verify. Make sure that you trust the one doing the job for you, and make sure that someone is there to supervise. Now, rule number 3, one thing that I consider very, very important among all the stuff that I mentioned right now, this is something very important that you really need to consider, right? Remember, when a carpenter measures your building or something for wood, that's just a rough estimate that they give. That's why they call it a rough, quote-unquote, estimate, right? So meaning, you could, when you buy the wood, it could be higher, or sometimes it could be lower than the actual quantity that I gave you. But the problem that I have with them is, right, they have the tendency of lying to you all the time. They give you like, this higher quantity, but if you would do me a favor by reducing those quantities, trust me when I tell you, they will do the work and you're gonna have a lot of wood left. I'm gonna give you guys a perfect example. That's what happened to me, right? So when I put in a carpenter to do my job for me, what he did was he gave me like this crazy, quantity. I was like, you know what? Wait a minute. This is what we're gonna do, right? How about we cut down on the quantity, right? We can buy the woods. We can start the work. If we need more, we can go out and buy more. Guess what happened? So he gave me an average of, let's say, each wood's around 200. I'm just giving an example, right? And I reduced it from 200 to 110. But guess what? Once they're done with the job, I still got a lot of wood left. So imagine I never did that. What would have happened? Right? They would have robbed me, right? So that's something that I think you should pay attention to, right? Like I said before, rule number 1, make sure you compare prices. Number 2, make sure you trust someone who will do the job, and make sure that you verify the job and have someone who will supervise the job for you. Rule number 3, make sure that you reduce the quantity that they give it to you. Being that it's just a rough estimate, we don't know if it's going to be higher or it's going to be lower. But, on many occasions, it's usually lower. They just, make it higher just to rob you or something like that, okay? Also, make sure that you go with them to the timber market. That's rule number 4. Because what these guys usually do is, give me 1 second, I'll be right there with you guys. Let me get some water right back. So, right, usually the reason why I want to talk about this is that, most of the time, those guys that work at a timber market, they are usually friends with the carpenters that you're working with, because these are carpenters that go there all the time to shop for woods, right? Sometimes they, kind of like plan to increase the prices, right? So as you guys walk to the timber market, make sure you ask nearby, because those guys at the timber market, they sell all the woods for the same price, right? It's just a system that they have in place over at the timber market. Make sure that you ask for prices as you walk to your final destination where you're going to be buying the wood, because they usually make plans with the ones that they usually buy the woods from. Once you get there, make sure you count the woods when they loading the woods to the truck. Supervise everything. Be very vigilant. You got to stay vigilant at all times and observe what they do. I take this very important, because if you don't take time, you will be paying, instead of you paying $1,000, you would end up paying 4 times that or 5 times that if you're not vigilant. That's Ghana for you, right? So that's what I want to talk about in regards to wood, and the video that will come next attached to this video right here, you guys would see the decent job the carpenter did. Even though if I tell you that I trusted him, I'm lying to you guys. Not really like that, because when I reduced the amount, when I reduced the quantity, I was able to get the job done. So there was this thing that I was asking myself, should I trust this carpenter or something? No, I can't trust a carpenter like that, right? So like I said again, I'm gonna repeat myself. Number 1, you have to make sure that you compare prices, and compare the prices in the villages and compare the prices in the cities, and consider transportation. If the difference is not that a lot, just shop for it in the city, okay? That will save you more time, and trust me, it will not save a lot of time. And rule number 2, make sure that you trust the person doing the job, and make sure that you verify and supervise how they do the job, right? Rule number 3, make sure that you reduce the quantity of whatever estimate they're gonna give it to you. And rule number 4, make sure that you go with them to the timber market and ask for the prices as you get to the timber market at different stores, right? To make sure that you guys are on the same page. And last but not least, make sure that you stand next to the truck as they load the wood to the truck. Trust me, sometimes they don't give you the exact quantity. And thank you for each and every single one of you watching my video. This is Sunny the Explorer. I'm gonna finish cooking my jollof rice. Any one of you want to taste my jollof rice, should let me know. I could send it through via UPS or DHL, or how would I say, whatever shipping agency you want to use. Okay, thank you so much, and I know it's gonna taste really good. So, bye bye. What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Welcome to Accra. Today we just have a lot of things to take care of, man. You know.
Teraz one day yes, still maybe she can ask Mr. Award.
Something that I told you, right? See all those mansions around? Yeah, this is Accra. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Oh my goodness, listen, I had a very busy day today, man. I walked all over town today, going up and down, like dealing with a lot of stuff, and you know, like I told you guys, I want to keep you guys updated. So apparently what had happened earlier on was we picked a lot of wood in this road right here, and unfortunately the road was kind of bad, so we nearly somersaulted. You heard me again, we nearly somersaulted. So we had to take everything out and put it back in there again, which took a lot of time. That's why. So we've been doing this since morning. As you can see, like the work is still going. The unloading the stuff. And afterwards, I'm gonna go home, take a quick shower, and then see what I'm gonna do. I might come here tomorrow. Or maybe I might call it a day off or something like that. But let's see what happens. All right. So they're still working hard. They're taking it out, and I'm still gonna keep you guys updated as to how much everything costs. It is not easy, but it is doable. Like I said again, it's not easy, but it's doable.
Side of my story, like a sheriff. Money, yeah. Baby, how we go through stress. See, kaka krana ye play. And them they want some money for pockets, but yeah, baby, I know the way. Fake life I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. Oh, but some even don't say my brain team, I mean, me won't make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Me and my boys, we be wildin' for streets. And pop boy, back home every day repeat. And to me, now that we know fi sleep. Yeah, he dey born me say we know fi dream. And man know they saw them my body for we. So any sika we do like we no see. Anything illegal try me I dey bleed. Now baby I'm a be money over peace. I send penny pie yeah we the ones for money to get a trouble. So they see me for time they think say I be dumb. Me say pass dunya papa I come. Me rame kwaya facha me my God. My Canada you be you pe obono. I know you get many plans for your boy, but me $100 so I know fi the Lord. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause some be sucking my blood, though. But sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Gali every day, but nipa be bread and say I be lazy. Onya me a pen and me tie, but my friend say every day call waiting. Gali every day, but nipa be bread and say I be lazy. Onya me a pen and me tie, but my friend say every day call waiting. Money, where you dey? 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 Baby, how we go through stress. See kaka krana ye pay. Man, them they want some money for pockets, but they baby, I know the way. Fake life I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. Oh, but some even don't say my brain team, I mean, me won't make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah.
Oh.
Side of my story, like a sheriff. Money, yeah. Baby, how we go through stress. See kaka krana ye play. And them they want some money for pockets, but yeah, baby, I know the way. Fake life I they live every day. I'm afraid to be around today, be and I miss you. Oh, but some even don't say my brain team, I mean, me won't make I get the money. Show me where the money there. I just the hustle for long go. Sika emoja, he make all the craze, cause some be sucking my blood, though. Me sure leave me, make I pass my way. I they see money, they come to stay. I wake up, I down on my knees, I they pray. I know they like living with poverty, yeah. Show me where the money.
guda kenan san wani abu da kuma wurin san mutane malam na kenan isa su kuma suna take measurements su dai take mu duba kagan to bayan nan da aka kare na kagan kan da wurin yayi kan da aka yi ya suna shi bayan na kagan isa amma dai yau dai sun duba an duba kare shi da kyau kagan yau dai an gama